Welcome back to Tårnby, Denmark. We're here again for the VoIP Defender World Junior Curling Championships 2016. We will bring you live coverage from the Kastrup Curling Hall for this afternoon's draw. My name is Sander Ulvåg, and I'm joined by our bright and shining Alison Kraviazuk.
I love how it changes every day. Hello, Sander.
Our future matchup today will be between the former world champions Switzerland taking on Korea. So far we see the Swiss having dropped 2 games but winning 4. Korea yet to put a W up on the board, but we'll have another chance today. We'll take a look at the standings and how the teams rack up so far. We'll have Scotland and USA on the top with 5 wins, 1 loss. Then big favourites Canada and Switzerland at 4 wins, 2 losses. Norway joining Russia and Sweden at 3 wins, 3 losses. And at the bottom we'll find newcomers Turkey at 2 wins, Denmark winning 1, losing 5. Korea yet to win a game here this week, but as hosts for the next World Junior Curling Championships, they will keep their spot. With 3 teams being relegated, you'll find that you have to finish at the top 6 to avoid playing qualification next year. Switzerland lead Mikael Probst, second Patrik Wittschonke, at third Romano Meyer, and the team is skipped by Yannick Schwaller. Alternate Simon Glor, and the team is coached by Bernhard Wertemann.
For Team Korea, at skip, we have Jung Young Hung. At third, we have Byung Uk Jung. Second is Gyung Lee, and the lead is Jo Hung Lee. The alternate is Yoo Jin Sung, and the team coach is Min Young Choi. Bit of a lineup change for the Korean team here, electing to change their skip to alternate position. So see if we can get a little bit of magic happening for this game.
Well, we had some magic already here, hearing the Star-Spangled Banner. USA being honored before this draw, every team being honored at some occasion over the week. We'll see the stone colors, Switzerland playing the red stones, Korea having the yellow. And we did see Switzerland just outdrawing Korea in the last one draw at practice to win the last one advantage, also named the hammer in curling. And what are your predictions for this game, Alison?
Well, we do have a pretty experienced Swiss team here, having the silver medal last year and a gold medal the year before. So Korea's going to have to be on their A game today, because I think the Swiss team is going to come out firing on all cylinders and really be aiming for a win. Like you said, being at 2 losses already. This is going to be an important end to their round robin.
You think we'll see Switzerland coming out firing at all cylinders, putting up the corner guards and getting stones in play, or do you think they'll have a cautious approach and just try and outplay them by making more shots?
Well, we do have the one going to the back of the 12-foot here, but as we can see, we've got Switzerland throwing a corner on their first shot, so I think we're going to see quite a few rocks in play for this first end.
This is a lead for Switzerland, Mikael Probst. Will they in turn, I think we'll find a bit less curl coming towards the boards here. We have seen that earlier anyway. Like the rest of the team, having his 3rd consecutive appearance at the World Junior Curling Championships. Mikael Probst. But for Korea, it's a debut, as they're coming around the corner with Yaho Lee's 2nd stone here. We'll slip up a little heavy as well, this time all the way through the house. And just a great chance for Switzerland to set up for a deuce. We haven't been able to see these teams this week.
No, first time.
I've seen the Swiss team obviously play many games over the last couple of years. And we know quite well what they're capable of. It'll just be interesting to see how these Koreans try and fence off their aggressive tactics here. Very nice draw by Mikael Probst. That's certainly outplayed his opponent lead in this end, hasn't he, Alison?
He definitely has. Two really solid shots to start off with. Korea accidentally throwing the one to the wing a bit deep and leaving it still in play, so it could come back to hurt them in the end, leaving their back rock as a catcher. Bit of a mistake there. I think if I was Korea and I knew it was going to be at least out of the rings, I think I'd want it fully out. And just ticks that top red stone. Again, maybe if they got on it a little bit sooner, perhaps they actually could have brought it around that red. But just feathering it to be in the open now. Going to leave Switzerland a chance to throw a hit and roll and lie two buried behind their corner guard.
Here is a second player for Switzerland, Patrick Wieczonke. Also older brother of Selina Wieczonke. He's alternate for the Swiss team this week and also played the Youth Olympics last month, getting a bronze medal. Again, we were seeing some family names.
Yes.
Relatives. Siblings, in this case. I'm sure it's nice to have an older brother to look up to. A world champion, even. As he makes a little nice hit and roll here and gets a piece tucked in behind that red stone, top 12. Korea forced to play the run back here. Yeon Lee, second for the Koreans. Just over curling on this occasion, but does the main part and will open up the house a little here.
Good to peel the guard all the way through. Of course, you would hate to have an in-between shot of throwing that run back, just missing and still leaving that corner guard. So not a bad plan B.
It does seem like Switzerland will just put up that corner again. Quite happy to sit two here, leaving Korea to work. This one slipping all far. So a bit of a mistake there by Wieczonke. Having just thrown that draw, not being able to take off enough weight. And this is a golden opportunity for Korea to get out of this end here. Won't quite spill all the reds here. One will be flying. We'll sit on top of the two other ones. So playing third for Switzerland, Romano Meyer. We would see him throw fourth stones last year in Tallinn. Switched it up a little bit here. Yannick Schwaller back to playing the fourth stones like they did a few years ago.
I believe they were looking for the freeze on that one, but just coming up a hair short. Being the first end, we're going to see the teams just not fully aware of all the paths in the ice yet. They do have a practice before the game to get to know the ice a little bit, but of course there's always that level of uncertainty when you first start playing.
Korean third, Byung-uk Jeon, not being able to spill more than one red here. Just got that one a little bit too thick. Switzerland still with a chance here to lie 3. Looking to leave as much separation between these reds as possible. Looks like they're drawing the wing here. Needing to catch a piece of the 8-foot to lie for a third shot.
Yeah, so Korea's going to just have 2 more chances at trying to cut down on the Swiss stones that are accumulating here in the house. So Switzerland going to try and make sure that they're not setting up a double, and those look pretty darn good to me.
That's a perfect draw by Romano Meyer. I'm not sure if you could have placed that any better if you picked up the stone and put it there yourself with your bare hands.
Great judge by the sweepers.
Did see Romano Meyer being named alternate for the first World Juniors they played back in Flims 2014, but came on and ended up playing second for the last part of the championship. And when losing Reto Keller to another team last year, we saw him move up and take the 4th spot. Ended up losing out to Braden Calvert in Tallinn last year. That's a gold and a silver in 2 years. Pretty darn good.
No kidding.
Looking to win again here this year, the Swiss boys. Skip. Yun Young Hung. Playing a little hit and roll here. We'll probably hope that Switzerland leaves a double for him to try and cut the Swiss down to scoring 2. And here is Yannick Schwaller. Skip. And also son of Christoph Schwaller, Olympic curler, who himself got a bronze medal at the World Juniors back in 1988. Oh, sorry, didn't get the bronze. He lost the bronze final to Thomas Ulsrud, actually. So has already surpassed him at junior play. The son Yannick, by winning a gold and a silver. Christoph Schwaller, of course, winning that bronze medal back at the Olympic Games in 2002 in Salt Lake.
So he succeeds in just trying to get a little roll across while still hanging on for a third shot, sorry.
Again, I don't think they could have done much better than that.
No.
Is the double on, you think?
It is. It's just you're going to have to throw quite a bit of weight at this.
We have seen Korean teams throw some heat before. But then again, haven't really seen this guy in action too much. So I guess we'll find out here.
Absolutely.
18 years of age. Throwing Korea's last stone here, and of the first end. This one just over curling. And with Switzerland lying 2, they will have a chance to draw for 3.
Yeah, they were trying really hard to brush against the curl with the one sweeper technique, but weren't able to hold it. Great opportunity for Yannick to get his draw weight. He does have backing on this, being his own stone in the back of the house, so he can afford to throw a little bit more and not worry too much.
Well, sweeper's not really on this for weight here. Last stone of the first end, looking for 3. It looks like Patrick Wittschonke trying to sweep this one for a little more curl to catch their own red, like you said.
Ooh.
We'll end up catching the yellow on the back. Not perfectly executed, but very well managed by the sweepers and vice skip there to save that draw for Yannick Schwaller. And it will be a score of 3. Great start to the game for the Swiss boys, looking for their 5th win. I'm not sure you can hear that, but there are some drums in the building.
Scottish are here.
We'll have our Twitter hashtag here. If you have any questions for us, or any corrections, any fun facts, or just anything you'd like to share with us, you can go on Twitter and put in your question and hashtag it WJCC 2016. And I'm sure Alison can answer all your questions.
I'll do the best of my ability. But yeah, absolutely. Send us some comments, some questions. You can see the ice given on this rock. So as we've seen with being the end sheets, it does curl quite a bit more going away from the boards. Now this will be the first time Switzerland plays on this sheet. Korea playing once before, yesterday.
Well, the Swiss girls played Sweden here on Monday, so maybe they're able to get some information from the girls' team. I know they have a national coach that are looking on for both teams this week, and I'm sure they'll be able to share information about the ice and the stones, and also there to support each other.
Or if they've been watching our broadcasts, they'll be able to know quite a bit, seeing as we have been covering sheets A and E this week.
Mikael Probst is in the military alongside Romano Meyer and Yannick Schwaller, and what we I guess we could refer to as a sports military. They have a program where they're allowed military training, but also being allowed to get on the ice for curling practice. I believe they had a 5-week military training, and now they're just on curling. 13 weeks of only curling for them, and they're all situated in the same place, in Biel, Switzerland.
That's really neat. What a great opportunity for them as well.
And they're there alongside Peter de Cruz's team, a world bronze medalist. And just hearing Michael Probst saying that, well, being able to train and service in the military next to Peter de Cruz and those boys, just they're kind of gathering information and soaking up experience from them as well. Nice peel by Patrick Wittschonke. I'll see these Swiss boys with some great offensive curling, but they're also very good at protecting a lead.
Being up 3-0, they definitely do not need any guards in play. So playing the scoreboard and playing the peel on that last one there.
I'll see most, all these Korean players having started playing curling around 2011, 2012. So, quite impressive to make it to a World Championship. Even though they haven't been able to win any games so far, I'm sure they're experiencing what it takes to make it to the podium. And they still have lots of years left to come back and improve on their record.
Yeah, the boys they are between the ages of 17 and 18. So with the world age being 21, they have a few more years to come back. And of course, what you said earlier, that next year being held in Korea, they will still hold their spot here at the World Championships.
That will be a test event for the Olympics in 2018. Pyeongchang being elected host city, 6th of July 2011. So I wouldn't be surprised if these Korean boys started playing curling right after that the Olympics were announced. A lot more funding going into curling in Korea, and them wanting to get as many young lads started off with curling in time for the Olympics.
Yeah, well, if you take a look at their bios as well, some of them started curling in 2011, 2012, so pretty early to the sport. And here they are at the World Championships. It's pretty incredible to see.
Roman Meyer makes a really nice double there. He's maybe not looking to catch his own stone top 12, but leaving nothing in play. Surely going to prevent Korea from scoring in this end if they just make their next few peels. Roman Meyer, of course, a youth Olympic gold medalist from Innsbruck, 2012.
Some of these curlers have such amazing accomplishments already.
He's also been able to play some mixed curling. The 2 women, 2 men, regular mixed curling, 2 Europeans and 1 world championship. First world mixed curling championship was hosted in Bern in September this season. Ended up in 5th place, the Swiss team.
I think mixed is such a fun way of curling.
Yep.
Korea throwing another guard up, but as you can see, Switzerland won't have any of that. They won't be tempted into drawing. They'll just peel away the end. Bit of a miss there. So sticking the shooter, rolls out a little bit, but still will leave a bit of a corner guard here. This being the straighter side, though, I'm not sure how much we'll be able to see this bury around that guard.
웨이트 약해요. 헐. 라인 많아, 라인 많아. 웨이트만. 왜 넷, 셋, 번이만. 최대한 빼, 최대한 빼. 더 빼, 더 빼.
Yeah, it did look like quite a bit of ice that they were giving on that, having his brush on the center line. So this one will be wide open, and I believe quite a bit of space. Yeah, as we can see, it is completely wide open. That's something that the Korean team can learn for next time on where they need to put the ice in order to get around guards on that side.
So Yannick Schwaller does play the hit and stick.
Yeah, sticks a shooter in the rings, but pretty easy hit and roll out here. Doesn't need to roll all that far to roll his shooter out of the rings.
They could have definitely tried and rolled in beneath the corner guard there, but I think they were just playing it a little bit safe with that kind of weight. So, last one of the second end for Team Korea, looking to retain the last one advantage. Will do so, and it's a blank end here in the second. Still 3-0 after Switzerland scoring that 3 points in the first end.
While we're waiting in between ends, I can give you an update on the other sheets. On sheet A, we have a matchup between Scotland and Russia. In the first end, Scotland taking 2 points, still playing the second end right now. On sheet B, we have Sweden versus the United States. The United States taking 1 in the first end, and again, still waiting for the second end to be completed. Canada against Turkey on sheet C. Canada taking 4 points in the first end, and again, still playing the second. Sheet D, we have Denmark versus Norway, and it is a 2-1 lead for Norway at the moment, without Hammer here in the third.
So a nice little draw there, top 4 by Mikael Probst. And again, we'll see Korea try and put up that corner guard, taking good use of the free guard zone. Of course, Switzerland not allowed to hit any of the guards being put up early on in the end here. You're only allowed to start removing guards with the 5th stone of every end. Also called a four rock rule. And I think Yannick Schwaller is called a tight guard here. Just maybe wanting to force Korea to the run here. Just maybe over curling a tad here. Just find a decent spot. Actually, pretty good line there. And Korea will try and follow with a freeze. Quite a classic start to a curling end.
Yes, it is. Yeah, so Switzerland not showing any of their in-the-house rock. So a lot of teams, if there was a teeny piece open, you might see them try and hit and roll behind that corner guard there. But Switzerland does put their guard on the, if anything, the right side of the piece of the rock that's in the house. The right side showing.
And you'll see Yannick Schwaller calling for the peel on the corner guard. Why are they peeling the guard and not hitting the stone that's open in the house?
They can get to that later. At the moment, being up 3-0, like we said, playing the scoreboard. Don't need any more guards in play. They've got lots of chances to make a double if they need to later on. But again, minimizing the risk of giving up multiple points.
Somewhat also trying to bring the play onto the center line rather than allow Korea room to score.
Cut down the scoring area for the Korean team.
Yeah, we'll definitely see Korea come around the center here. This one will be over curling, however. As mentioned, this left-hand side does tend to curl quite a bit, so if you're a little bit soft on release, it's very unforgiving. So, staying true to their strategy here, Switzerland. You might see some teams be tempted to maybe throw a guard with their line shot, but they don't want any trouble here. Seems like they just want to prevent Korea from scoring. And again, just wanting to keep things a little bit open. And Korea will again try and freeze this red stone on the end turn.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Wait, man. Whoa.
Again, just coming up a tiny bit heavy here. And we'll slide off, and I guess, like you said, Alison, Switzerland would be given a chance to maybe play a double later on, and I think they have.
Yeah, leaving a pretty much an automatic double here.
I guess they might be trying to roll a tiny bit either right or left here. Maybe not wanting to sit right there and leave a pocket. Let's see if it's possible for Romano Meyer. Yeah, no problem there.
Perfect.
Makes the double, and Bill roll onto the center line. Corner frozen on his own red stone there.
No problems at all.
It does seem like Korea is bailing a little bit here. Playing the double themselves.
Yeah, realizing it's not exactly going their way so far. Perhaps try their luck again in the following end.
Not able to keep the shooter, and I wouldn't be surprised if Switzerland peeled the center guard here, but you could see them come around. But they're not gonna want to play around. Again, sticking to the strategy here. I guess Switzerland doesn't need to focus on scoring as they're up by 3.
No, a force at some point in the near future would be exactly what they'd be looking for, and then trying for multiple points again when they have the hammer back.
Is it also a little frustrating if you're the team down 3, not being allowed any stones in play?
Yeah, I would say so. It's tough being against a team that's so strong defensively, just absolutely whacking away every single rock that you have in play. And of course, if they're not in the perfect position, the other team's going to capitalize and really take you, well, take away everything that you just tried for.
Korea putting up a corner guard. They will hope for a miss from Yannick Schwaller.
But we did see last end, he did have a little bit of a miss on his last peel, hitting it just off nose and rolling a hair to the wing.
Does curl here. You see Patrick Wiczonka, some good sweeping action there. Hitting the L1 high side, rolling out, and we would probably be looking at a blank end here. Korean skip, Yeon Young Hong, just taking this chance to find his draw weight. Be drawing the forfeit. It's always nice for a skip to be able to play a few draws to the forfeit, knowing that you might have to do that later on in a more high-pressured situation.
Young Hong throwing skips rocks
웨이트 있어요.
for this game.
Looks a bit pacey here, but I think he will settle down just in the back of the 8. And we'll see Switzerland make the hit and stick. At least force Korea to make a shot for their blank.
Did throw that one quite hard for a hit and stick in the back of the 8-foot there. Looks close to hot normal, close to peel weight.
He did
Little
that.
Curious.
Did do that on his last stone in the previous end too, when they had the chance to play the hit and roll. So they're just playing it safe. Trying to take the ice reading out of it, knowing that this sheet is a little bit dodgy, perhaps. As we are witnessing the last stone of the third end, Korea looking for the blank attempt. This time, a little bit tight on the broom. Looking to roll the other way, but I don't think it will be enough. And Korea will score one. Not exactly what they were looking for, but definitely what the Swiss guys were planning on. They get a relatively easy force there, and will now be in control with a 2-point lead and last stone. And you might see them with a cautious approach to score 2.
라인만. 왜 좋아, 왜 좋아. 왜 둘. 왜 하나 둘. 하나 파이팅. 워, 형, 워.
So Korea throwing the center guard, which is what you'd like to do if you're looking for a steal or at least a force. And Switzerland has called the draw to the wing. Any special reason why they're electing to do so?
I think to tempt the other team into perhaps trying to hit. Again, like what you said, playing a bit of a cautious approach to a 2.
Maybe just feeling out Korea here a little bit, see how much they're willing to risk to get back in the game. If they play the hit and never roll out, you might see Switzerland just peel that center guard and we'll have another blank end.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or Korea could just ignore the red stone and come around and try and put some pressure on Switzerland, which I think they're doing. Even with that stone being top house.
Going hard for the steal.
Yeah, I think you need to put some stones in play here. Just seeing how well these Swiss guys are playing defensively. You don't want to make it too easy for them. Of course, you are the underdog, but I think you feel a lot better knowing that you've tried to play some curling after losing a game. Not saying that the game's over by any means yet, but if you're down a few points, you hate to play defensively throughout the whole game and then realize, well,
He ran out of ends.
yeah, we never gave it a chance. Sometimes it is a little bit hard to balance patience with well-timed aggression. But it is a long game, 10 ends to play. You definitely don't need to take any unnecessary risks at this point. Only trailing by 2. As we see Romano Mayer trying to sweep with the curl here. Get a little extra bend on the straight side. I'm not sure if it's hard enough to push that yellow out. No, that's going to stick around the 8-foot.
And behind their red stone. Bit of an error there. Of course, the tolerance on that one would be to tick the guard instead.
Korea will draw around the center guard to line 2. This one will come up short. I wouldn't be surprised if Yannick Schwaller calls the peel on these guards. Just to open up the center. I think he has.
Taking a look behind him to see if there's any jam possibility on their stone in the house back there.
Doesn't make the double, but sticks the shooter on the center line and also jam that yellow on the wing. So not a very successful shot there for Patrick Wieczonke. I think just maybe being a tiny bit over positive on that straight side again. Seen so many players being caught doing that this week.
And of course, with upweight shots, you tend to see a lot of curlers who add that extra weight in their extension, and on the positive or on the straight side, you can't afford to set it out because it just won't come back at all.
Whoa.
Again, just pulling up a bit short on the draw.
Sweeper's looking pretty visibly frustrated, knowing that they've missed a pretty good opportunity.
Leaves a double, but certainly I don't think the easiest angle. I think they're trying to catch this one just a hair high. You catch about half a rock here, you might see that yellow one just stick on the center. Catch it too thick, obviously your shooter's going to sit there. Wieczonke trying to redeem himself for missing that first one. We'll see him make a decent shot there. But just caught that one too high, and as mentioned, does jam the yellow. And that will sit right there. As we see, he's lucky enough to not spill his red in the top 12.
Well, I don't think that would have been a bad...
Might have opened that yellow in the back.
Exactly. Probably would have been better off getting rid of his red.
So you're seeing Korea having some chances to put pressure on Switzerland. But again here, with the draw coming up short, punch that guard to the corner. Does leave the shooter on the center line, but just having trouble with draw weight.
Makes you wonder what kind of communication that they're having between the players to help each other, trying to figure out how to make that draw around, what kind of weight to throw, how the other person felt like they threw it. These kind of conversations are extremely important to help your teammates make that next shot that perhaps that you just missed.
Yannick Schwaller looking a bit at a loss in this end, not quite getting the shots he's needing from his teammates, and we'll see Romano Meyer just a little tight on the broom. I think Yannick Schwaller's body language is saying it all. He's getting a little bit frustrated knowing that Korea is lying too, and now with the chance to draw and sit 3. And as a skip, you know that you're the person that's going to have to come down and play those 2 last stones and just fix everything. And of course, that can be a little frustrating at times. It's like, guys, what are you doing? What kind of pressure are you going to put on me here?
Yeah. This is has been quite a few misses by both teams in a row here.
Yeah, I think they're just getting caught a little bit on the ice, but I don't know. We've been here many days, Alison. I think they haven't been able to figure out anything about the ice before today, or at practice, or for the first couple of ends. I don't think you can really put the blame on that.
No.
You should have a decent grasp on what the ice is doing. And you're just going to be mentally prepared to throw both on some straight turns and some curly ones.
Sometimes you'll find as the week goes on, though, that as the body starts to tire, we start to lose a little bit of our body functioning, so getting a little sloppy perhaps in our deliveries.
You think the technique tends to fade a little bit?
It could be, yeah.
I've had that problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just where you might feel you're training a lot and you're just brushing up on your technique and getting it ready for the championship, and then you just start playing, and I think there's less technique over the course of the week and more touchy-feely.
Especially if you have a game where perhaps you've struggled quite a bit and it sticks in your mind that, okay, last game I was doing this, and perhaps you focus way too much than you should. Instead of thinking in the moment, you're thinking about a million different things that you feel like you need to correct, and that's not good.
I guess that's when the coach comes in to play, isn't it?
Yeah.
There is evening practice every night. You get about 10 minutes on the sheet you're playing the next day. Usually the alternate players will use those 10 minutes to match the stones, but if there's a few players on the team wanting to come out there and slide a little bit and do a little adjustment for technique, or just throw some stones to feel a little better, get the groove back, so to speak, they will do that sometimes.
Great opportunity for those players to get that confidence back.
So a nice draw by Romano Meyer. Korea's freeze attempt just over curling. And now Yannick Schwaller will have a chance to play that very same freeze and sit 2. Not really how they wanted this end to turn out. They're looking for that cautious approach to score 2, keeping a blank in mind, but after a few missed peel attempts.
I think we had close to 6 misses in a row.
Yeah. Couldn't quite smell the gold this end, but
Smell the gold. I don't think I've heard that one before.
that's a very Norwegian expression anyway. Yannick Schwaller, just a little bit heavy on the draw there, wanting to keep that 2 feet shorter. Be chunky, going for the sweep, trying to maximize the curl to get to the face of that Yellowstone. Just ticks off it, and they'll put at least over half the stone in behind the tee line. A great chance for Korea to play another freeze here. Even a little bump here might be good.
Yeah, if he can ever get a little bit to the inside and tap that red to leave both of those reds as backing, it's going to be quite tough for Switzerland to get their point here.
So, skipper Yun Young Hong on the in-turn. Had pretty good draw weight on the first attempt. Just couldn't quite find the line this time. Sweepers looking a little bit standoffish. Oh, but maybe a little tight for line. Tight and heavy is usually a better combination than wide and heavy anyway. This one really bending. Does get the tap. Will they sit for shot stone? I think so. I think that's a great shot by the Korean skipper.
Yeah, really good result there.
I'm not sure if he could have done that much better, actually.
Yeah, I think if I was Switzerland, I think I'd count my losses and just try and draw on this one, because I don't think the angles look super great here on the out turn side to come at that yellow. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they were just kind of looking at the options, knowing that they'll probably have to draw on after just having a tiny bit of a look. They've come to the realization that the draw is only the viable option. Romanemeyer doing some cleaning. We haven't seen much debris this week, but better safe than sorry. So they will draw. Just saw Yannick Schwaller indicate, well, if we have the line, we can try and bump that yellow. I'm not sure if that's for 2. If that shot is there, or if it's just having a bit of a backup plan in mind. I'm not sure if you want to be thinking about drawing against backing here. Last stone on the 4th end. Yannick Schwaller looking for a piece of the button for a score of 1. It's all down to Vichonke and Probst to make that happen. We'll get that little tickle on the yellow. Finds top 1 foot, and well, at least that shot was far superior to most of them we saw this end. So it doesn't quite take advantage of last stone here. The Swiss scoring 1, and Korea gets the hammer back.
I think despite how the way things were going that end, I think I'd be pretty happy with my 1 point.
Well, Yannick had a great chance to lock one on there on this first one. Couldn't quite take advantage, and we will see Mikael Probst start the 5th end. Any updates elsewhere in the Kastrup Curling Hall for us?
We do. We have quite a few big games already here on the board. Scotland versus Russia. We have Scotland taking a 4 in the 3rd end, so they are up 6-1 over Russia. Sweden versus the United States. It's a pretty even matchup there. 2-1 for the United States right now. Sweden with last rock in the 4th end. Canada up 6-0 on Turkey. in the fourth end right now without hammer. Denmark and Norway. Norway taking 2 in the second and stealing 2 in the third, so they have a 4-1 lead over Denmark. Jae-ho Lee averaging 72% so far this game. And this is going to look tight. We've got Skipper coming out. Some fresh energy. Will make it over, but it does sit a little bit high. Again, but it is the straight side, so perhaps being a little bit higher is okay. Giving yourself more opportunity to grab some curl and get a rock around that guard.
Switzerland looking for that tight center guard again. We'll slip into the top 12. I think that was always an option for them.
Yeah, that's not a bad result at all.
And Korea will ignore those red stones and come straight around the corner guard, which is a safer way to get there. Could have played the hit and roll off the top red, but if they ever roll out, you'll see Switzerland peel the corner. The end is pretty much over. So don't mind the draw.
No, smart call.
You will see Switzerland peel the corner guard either way.
Hard. Whoa, 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 whoa! Easy, easy.
And they'll do just that.
We'll see Korea make a move here. Looks like they're playing the freeze on the stone on the forfeit. Do you ever consider putting up another corner guard and delay this move? Or do you like coming in here early?
I think I'd throw a guard on this one. I think I'd want to delay the inevitable a little bit longer, but a bit of a risky call here.
Yeah, problem to making the move into the house a little early as you allow Switzerland a lot of chances to tidy up. If you throw that corner, you know Switzerland will peel it. You might even do that a couple times and just kind of leave Switzerland less time to clear things up. This time over curling, crashing on the top red. Does leave 2 yellows in the house.
Yeah, just like you said, even if he had the right line on that one, being a tad overweight, he would have just kind of ticked off that red and left a pretty easy double off of those 2 yellows on the side. So just like you said, it does give Switzerland a big advantage to clear things up pretty early in the end.
Korea maybe just wanting to be cautious, knowing that they have a few ends left, as we see an incredible slash double by Patrik Wieczonke. That's what makes him world champion right there.
Great shot. Perfect.
If you're Team Korea, that's got to hurt a little bit.
가야 돼. 야. 하이. 계속 가야 돼. 라인 좋아. 얍.
Makes a freeze. But I do believe if Switzerland makes the nose hit here, we'll see both that yellow and red stone flying and leave Switzerland lying 2 again. Actually using their own red stone here to kind of redirect that yellow stone out of the house. I think you'll see exactly what I mean in just a second. Actually ends up catching that stone in the forfeit. I don't think that was the plan.
No, I needed to overcurl a little bit more in order to not catch that back one, just hitting it a little bit thin.
We'll see Korea use that red stone top 12 as a guard. I think you see some teams forget that they can use stones in the house as a guard. There surely is enough space if you want to put this top back 12.
Yeah, especially if you were to take the out turn at that, you would definitely find the curl.
And this one pulling up short though.
And on this one, you're going to see probably a double and roll the shooter to completely open up this end.
Yeah, because they don't want that red stone there, I guess.
No, definitely not. Just like you said, it's just they can use that to their advantage and draw in behind it to try and generate a deuce.
Only peels yellow. Seemed like that was maybe the call from Yannick Schwaller, but I'd kind of like peeling that red stone too. Maybe they're hoping Korea will fail the draw attempt and leave them a chance to sit 2 and force Korea here in the 5th. Certainly would be nice to get hammer back for the even ends, the 6th end.
Yeah, a 2 for Korea definitely brings them back in this game.
We'll see how cute they want to play this. If they want to play the hit and roll and lie 2. Doesn't quite look like it. With that amount of ice on the curly bit, you might see Schwaller play the peel again. I mentioned Yannick's father, Christoph. And of course, Christoph is a brother, or Yannick's uncle, Andy Schwaller, also on that team that won the bronze in the 02 Olympics. Andy Schwaller, also a European champion. For those who remember the 06 Europeans, he drew the forfeit on the very last stone of the 10th end to beat David Murdoch in the final. It's quite an emotional moment. Even at home soil in Basel, Switzerland. This could be nice, eh? To draw the forfeit in front of the home crowd to win.
Yeah, that must have been an incredible experience. It's always a blast being able to play in your home country and have everyone come and cheer you on.
Of course, Yannick Schwaller and his boys were able to beat Scotland themselves in 2014 and win the gold. And that was also on Swiss soil, in Flims. He's been able to experience that himself.
And the men's worlds. heading over to Switzerland again this year in Basel.
Yeah,
약하잖아. 헐.
that should be good fun.
I am looking forward to watching that, that's for sure.
I'm certain we'll have a few cowbells.
I would think so.
So Korea just coming around that red stone, but doesn't leave too much separation. Yannick Schwaller should have a pretty decent shot at the run back here, and perhaps even sit two.
Yeah, and this is the example that we talked about a little bit earlier. Leaving that red shooter in the house did enable Korea to wrap one around it.
Makes a perfect shot here, Yannick Schwaller, and gets a very nice separation. Although I wouldn't think Korea would play a double for the blank either way, but certainly looks nice.
Even across the house, it's a pretty perfect shot.
Too bad it wasn't on the previous one.
Yeah.
And Switzerland will get exactly what they're looking for here. A force. Although we're having to see this last stone come to rest first, but we would hope they have enough control to make what looks like a draw here, Alison. I'm a little surprised they don't play. They're playing the nose hit.
That's what I was just wondering. Just looked at the ice and thought, wait a second.
Last stone of the fifth end, and Sweepers really backing off this one. Maybe looking for plan B, get to the red stone, but again, runs a bit straight here, so not sure if they'll get enough curl to do so. I'm not sure if they'll have enough weight to push the red stone all the way back. No, that's going to hang around.
Wow.
A bit of a dubious call there for my liking. I'll absolutely give him some credit for having the courage to draw the forfeit there, but it seemed like the nose hit was the easier of the two shots. And Switzerland will steal one here. I think they'll be quite happy to do so as well. And they'll lead the game 5-1 at halftime. We'll see both teams just heading off the ice. But we'll be back shortly here at the VoIP Defender World Junior Curling Championships 2016 with some highlights from those first 5 ends, and of course the conclusion of our future game between Switzerland and Korea. First hand between Switzerland and Korea. Yannick Schwaller left with a draw to score 3. Does come up a little bit heavy. They're lucky enough, but also good at calling the line there to catch the back stone. And gets away with it, scoring 3. Second end being blanked. We skip along to the third end. It is skipper for Korea, Yeon Young Hong, trying the blank, but over curling and not being able to spin all the way out, scoring 1. That on first error leaves Switzerland with last one in the fourth end, but after a very nice little freeze tap by the Korean skip, Yannick Schwaller is only left the draw, which he makes, and after 4, he lead the game by 3. And in the fifth end, we saw a bit of a strange call from Korean skip Hong to draw to the forfeit. Ended up coming up a little bit heavy, and that red stone being in the way. Switzerland steals 1 and leads the game 5 shots to 1. As we see the teams just having a little powwow with their coach and head coach. That seems to have a chipper conversation here. I'm sure they have all the reason to be happy. Very much in control of this game so far. Well, just about to get underway with our 6th end of this 10-end curling game. So you see the Koreans just having a little bit of a snack as well. Sometimes I like a snack not only for nutrition, but just morale booster. If I'm a little sad.
Healthy snacks, though, of course.
Well, if I'm all sad and I'm losing, I might need a piece of chocolate to just turn that frown upside down.
I don't think your nutritionist would approve of that, though.
Well, come on. A bite-sized Snickers, I mean, that's not going to kill me. All right.
I'm judging you right now.
I can see that. Judgmental eyes. So, welcome back here. 6th end of play. If you're just joining us, my name is Sander Udvog, and I'm joined by our charming but judgmental expert, Alison Kraviazik. As Switzerland has that 4-point lead, we'll have Michael Probst kick off with an outturn draw. And I think this would be a nice opportunity for our charming expert to have a look at some of those scores, if we can get them. Just waiting for them to be updated. We have 4 other games going on in the Kastrup Curling Hall today.
I'll give you a little update. So, Scotland versus Russia. Big swing there. So, Scotland leads Russia 9-1, taking a 4 in the third end and a steal of 3 in the fourth end. So, heading into the fifth, 9-1. On sheet B, Sweden versus the United States. The United States stealing 1 in the fourth end, so that will lead them 3-1 going into the fifth right now. Sheet C, we have Canada versus Turkey. Canada giving up a 1 point, but they still lead 6-1. Sheet D, Norway versus Denmark. We have Norway with a pretty solid game so far, stealing 2 in the third end and then stealing 1 in the fourth. But of course then giving up a 2 points in the fifth end, but that will lead them 5-3 at the break with hammer. So it seems like they're fairly in control of that game.
Yeah, just like Switzerland on our sheet echo here. Fairly in control as Korea putting that corner guard into play. Now this time with a 4-point lead, I think Switzerland very much liking to put that second red in the house as well, just not leave any guards.
웨이트만. 약하지. 넷. 약하면 가. 약하면 가.
We also saw a lineup change for Canada playing Turkey, allowing Wade Ford to make his way onto the ice in the halftime, replacing Robbie Gordon. Actually at the beginning of the third end, actually. So feeling quite confident after leading 5-0 after 2 ends, wanting to put their alternate in. Might be a good thing though to get your alternate on the ice for a few stones if anything would occur, any illness or anything unfortunate would happen. It's nice to know that your alternate's been on the ice and thrown a few rocks.
Yeah, and that kind of thing happens quite frequently. It's a long week, tight quarters with everyone. So easily to pick up something and transfer it around. As we see here, just missing the peel, however, catching that back one and rolling over. Not a bad result, but it does leave Korea the chance to get a nice double and roll. But it overcurled, but they got a little bit lucky, still redirecting to those back ones.
I remember Flem's 2014, Scottish alternate Duncan Mingus was able to play for, I think, almost the whole championship since Cammy Smith went a little sick. Duncan Mingus, of course, a part of that Bruce Mouth team here this week, but too old for juniors, so not being able to participate here in Tårnby. But I'm sure he's home watching his team.
Go. Yep. Yep. 헐.
Putting that corner guard back up in play. Switzerland will again want to peel it.
Easy. Action.
Situated in Biel for the time being. Just on the right on the language boundary between the French-speaking and German-speaking parts of Switzerland, actually. Quite the bilingual place.
So many languages in the official languages in Switzerland.
Yeah, I believe German, French,
Swiss German,
Romansh, and Italian. Not sure if Swiss German is categorized as a language, but definitely different to
yeah.
the German you find in Germany.
Spoke to some people and they said German speaking, they have no idea. They have very little understanding of Swiss German, so I guess there is a bit of a difference between the two dialects there, but I do not know enough about it. Perhaps you do, though. You know quite a lot of random facts.
What I do know is Biel has also the in French called bien. And since it's such a bilingual place, they since 2005 they actually call the place Bilbien with a hyphen. Or a slash, actually.
계속 와. 넷, 셋, 둘.
Yeah. City of about 50,000 inhabitants, while the Korean boys, all born in Chengdu, just in the middle of Korea, much bigger city, consisting of over 800,000 people. I'd love to go to Korea. Curling definitely booming over there, leading up to the Olympics.
Easy, easy, easy. 전에 안 오고. 전에 안 오고.
So not much happening in the sixth end. No stones in play. See the Swiss boys just relaxing in the back there, snacking a bit more.
넷, 셋. 오. 넷. 얍. 헐.
This draw coming into the forfeit. And we might just see Korea having to blank this end and try again in the seventh. World Juniors have been hosted since 1975 on the men's side, since 88 on the women's. And Switzerland on the men's side, the fourth most winning nation with the 5 gold medals, 8 silvers, 6 bronze. And no wonder we have Canada, Scotland and Sweden ahead of the Swiss on the medal table. Canada superior with 18 gold medals. Scotland in second place with 9.
But it's interesting that here this week on the women's side, we have a bit of a struggle with those top 4 countries that you normally see at the top.
Yeah, I think only Canada really doing what we expect them to do. As we see that last stone just being chucked through the house. Blanking the sixth end, Switzerland still with that 5-1 lead. Yannick Schwaller winning that gold medal 2 years ago. Like I mentioned, there 3 of those players in the sports military alongside Peter de Cruz, whose team won the gold in 2010, also in Flims. 6 years ago now.
Flims is quite the beautiful location too, and from my experience back in 2010 when it was there, it was a fantastic facility. Beautiful scenery outside as well.
It is indeed a very nice place. And so is most places in Switzerland, actually.
Yeah, my description is always it's a kind of a fairy tale country. Just look out the side, outside, and you're in awe of the scenery. It's just absolutely stunning.
Yeah, there was a bit of a dry spell for the Swiss boys at the juniors up until 2010. You'll have to go all the way back to 1997 in Karuizawa, Japan, where Ralph Stockley won the gold for the Swiss junior men. Ralph Stockley, of course, a very accomplished curler himself. Bronze medal from the Vancouver Olympics, and also European champion in 06 alongside Andy Schwaller, who we just touched on earlier in the broadcast. Closest Korea's been to a medal was back in 2004. Kim So-hyuk lost the bronze final against Scotland. That might just be the curler we see representing Korea at the Olympics in a few years, having won the Pacific Asia Curling Championships last November. Good numbers for Patrik Wieczonki here at 90%. Maybe just a touch wide here, but good enough to peel the corner. Actually gets the center guard as well. I think they'd be quite happy to peel both, really.
Yeah, like we saw a few ends ago, that rock that was the top 12 wasn't doing them any favors, so pretty great result on that one. Lee Dion throwing 50%. Struggling quite a bit with the draws this game.
Yep. Easy, easy, easy.
I think yesterday we talked all about when Russia became a part of the World Curling Federation. That was back in 1992. Korea being a part of the WCF in 94. It's also a fairly new nation to curling.
웨이트 좋아. 둘, 셋. 네. 와우. 와우.
Switzerland, of course, being a part of the World Curling Federation since 1966, when the WCF was founded, then called the International Curling Federation. So they've been along since the very start, alongside nations like USA, Sweden, Scotland, France, Canada, and Norway. France might not seem like a nation with a great curling history, but they did participate back in that very first official Olympics in 1924, which was hosted in Chamonix, being retroactively made official in 2006, although only having 3 teams participating: Great Britain, Sweden and France. Having Great Britain win the gold medal on that occasion. And since then, well, before that was made official, we did see the first Olympics in '98, Nagano, after having a few exhibition Olympics, both in Calgary in '88 and Albertville in '92. Certainly changed the sport, hasn't it, Alison, becoming an Olympic event?
Absolutely. I think 2010 Olympics, I noticed a huge trend, yeah, especially in Canada. My home club at the Ottawa Curling Club back in Canada, they had such a spike in the interest. So it really shows you how much the Olympics affects the country, especially when it's in the country. Of course, at the time being in Vancouver, but it got to the point where there was actually so many people that couldn't accommodate any more people. The leagues were full, the practice times were full. It was fantastic.
I definitely see the viewing numbers on TV growing for curling, especially at the Olympics, and a lot of nations around the world just opening their eyes for the sport. I believe, especially after the Vancouver Olympics, Brazil was really hooked on curling.
Yes.
There was a channel down there that showed every single game, and when I was there for the World Championship in Cortina just next month, they even sent a reporter and a cameraman to just do interviews and make little stories about the championship.
We would have so many people from Brazil who would send us congratulations or fan mail, and it was incredible. I was so happy to see that. And of course, they do have their own curling club, so it is absolutely on the rise there. They love it.
Yeah, Brazil had a team participating in the Youth Olympics just last month in Lillehammer, Norway.
It's fantastic.
They've only been playing, I think, a couple of months, 4 months or something, before getting there. I think they did quite well.
It's pretty impressive.
Made some really nice shots over the week. It'd be very nice to have some nations south of the equator join in the sport. Of course, we have Australia and New Zealand. But to get South America involved, maybe even Africa, it would be real fun.
Absolutely.
Make
It would be incredible.
Worldwide sport.
Easy.
Yeah, we've definitely seen an increase in the mixed doubles as well, being a new Olympic sport.
Yeah, the mixed doubles also being introduced to the Olympic program for 2018. That should spark the interest even all more. Only needing one female and one male player. You can also even see some nations outside the norm making their way to the podium. Seeing Hungary, for example, win the gold on 2 occasions. Last on the 7th end here, just confirming that will be a blank here after the last one by Hong. And after 7 ends, Switzerland leading 5 shots to 1. I think we'll take the chance to look elsewhere again. And the Kastrup Curling Hall. I think we have a final score, Alison.
Absolutely. So on sheet A, Scotland with a dominant win over Russia, winning 10-2. So that game has completed. On sheet B, we have the United States leading 4-2 over Sweden without hammer in the 7th end. On sheet C, Canada versus Turkey. Canada taking a 4-ender in the 5th end, so they are leading 10-1 over Turkey. And sheet D, we do have Norway leading 8-3 over Denmark in the 7th end right now. So some pretty big scores again in these couple of draws.
Yeah, I'd say only the Sweden-USA game really, only tight affair out here this afternoon. As we saw the lineup change for Scotland today as well. Robin Bryden making his way onto the ice at the beginning of the 6th end, replacing Angus Dowell. Both Canada and Scotland allowing their alternate players to come on for a few throws. As we see this stone from Korea just pulling up short of that black hog line, which you do need to pass for your stone to be in play, and might even see Switzerland throw this one through. I think so. Michael Probst doesn't even have to look, know where this is going. To the backboard. Not wanting any stones in play, just want to keep it simple, not taking any risks. Quite a professional display from Switzerland today. Had one sloppy end, but apart from that, just keeping to their strategy and just making good calls all the way through.
Yeah, the problem with hogging that last guard, of course, not taking advantage of the four rock rule. So Switzerland will have the opportunity of peeling this next one.
Well, it's even in the house, Alison.
Yeah. So even if it wasn't able to, even if we were at the 3rd rock, you would still be able to hit this since it does hit a piece of the paint.
Well, of course. A 4-rock rule. It's also a 3-rock rule at one point. But nowadays, we've seen discussion about maybe even introducing a 5-rock rule. Something we've seen on the tour. We've been testing out a little bit. Curling, obviously, always in constant development. This year with a lot of new sweeping techniques and fabrics for the brush pads and so on. It's almost hard to follow sometimes. Did you ever get to play with the 5-rock rule, Alison?
I got to play with it a little bit. It wasn't made available on the women's circuit when I was still competing with Team Homan. However, last year and this year, being able to spare with Margareta Sigfridson's team, I did get to play with it a little bit, and I think it's quite fun. You'll definitely see bigger scores on the board, a lot more 3s and 4s than you would see in regular play. Of course, it delays the defense. So a few more rocks gather in play, and of course, if you're leading by quite a bit, you never really feel safe.
So do you like it, or is it too much?
I like it.
Does it take the defensive
No,
strategy out of the game, or?
It kind of does, but then again, it forces teams to be that much stronger with their offensive game. So instead of just being a team who's dominant with the defensive, you also need to be just as strong with the offense.
Well, speaking of defense, just seeing Romano Meyer here. What you call the fresh air experience.
Yep.
Just blowing past everything. Leaving a corner guard in play. So finally, a chance for Team Korea to get something started here. Although drawing on the straight side here might be slightly hard to get this one buried. Skipper now sweeping for a line, it sounds like. Just a pretty good line if you can drag it all the way down to the T line. We'll just stop a little bit short. Yannick Schwaller just asking his teammates if they can see enough of this to make a direct hit onto the stone in the house. It will be either that or peel the corner, but peeling the corner here very late in the end leaves Korea with a chance to play the hit and stick to line 2. So Switzerland opting for a shot that's a little bit tougher. Coming after the stone in the house with some softer weight. And that's going to be just enough to push the other one out. We'll spin the shooter to the back 12, so decent effort there from Romano Meyer.
That was close.
Korea will still be able to come around the guard. Just ignoring that stone in the forefoot, and hoping that they'll be able to deal with that later and score 2. Knowing that Switzerland will never risk throwing a center guard anyway. I think there was a bit of a chuckle there from third player Byung Uk Yeon. Just as he let go, I just realized, well, this one's just way short, and
gave up hope.
Yeah, that sounds a bit sad.
Yeah, well.
And now with 2 guards in play and 2 stones in the house down to Skip Brock, Switzerland feeling like it might just be worth the risk to throw the guard, knowing that with only 2 yellows left, Korea can only ever score 2, and with that being the worst case scenario, I think it's okay to throw the guard here. It's nice to know when to switch momentum or switch tactics in an end.
Well, with throwing the guard too, he's completely choked off his draw on the intern side. So if he does make a good guard here, then Korea is going to need to make some pretty fantastic shots to score here.
I do believe Yannick Schwaller would like to put this one fairly tight to the rings, just in case Korea is able to get in there. He might be able to use this shooter on his next stone. Maybe just a touch wide for line here with Michael Probst working it for Carroll. And it will slip into the top 8. That's probably slightly deeper one that they were looking for, because I believe there's might be a chance for hit and roll.
마지막 이거 어떻게 위치가 어딘데?
Not 100% sure if the double and roll in behind the guards there. But even just hitting one, the top one there, and rolling in behind cover could set up Korea for a score of 2. So that was a bit of a mistake from the Swiss fourth player.
괜히 안 건드렸다가 저 못 빼 나중에.
So certainly the time for Korea to put A2 up on the board. The 8th end, time running out, needing to score here.
계속 가야 돼.
Firestone needing to make this hit and roll. They will make the hit. How far will they roll? I think enough to sit for second shot. Question is how far out in the open has that yellow one rolled? I think too far. And you'll see Yannick Schwaller telling his vice, Romano Meyer, to put up the broom for him and try and make this hit. I think he probably just wants to hit the yellow here, play it safe. You might even see him throw quite a bit of weight at this, knowing he'll force Korea either way. Not needing to score any more points, really. Just needs this yellow stone to go away. He does actually make the little hit and roll towards the center. This time, Korean skip Young Hong will play the nose hit to score his 1. Just through this line, so I should have a decent chance to make it. Should know the curl and does have a bit of room to roll as well to score his 1. But even scoring 1 here just might not be enough for them. They'll still be trailing by 3. Last stone of the 8th end for Skip Hong. Maybe just a touch wide as we see them trying to sweep this for a curl. It will not curl enough and it will roll out. Even so far, it will be a steal of 2 for Switzerland. And you might just see the Koreans concede the game right here. Surely a 7-1 deficit with 2 ends to go has to be too much for them to come back from. But maybe just feeling like they want to play another end and make some shots and leave the ice with a nice feeling for their next game. Also just maybe soaking up as much experience as they can. It is the first time they are here this week.
Yeah, you might see some teams at this point shake so that they can conserve some energy for the following game. However, this is the only game that they have on today. The next game being tomorrow morning, where they have a 2-game day. So they do switch back and forth. So today the women will play the morning and night draw, and tomorrow the men will have the morning and night draw. Nice break for the teams to have the 2 games, 1 game, 2 games, 1 game kind of rotation.
Yeah, it's a fairly nice schedule. Shouldn't be too fatiguing, but it is a long week still, though. So, you get a little bit tired mentally as well as physically. not really used to playing for 9 days straight. It could be 9 days if you make it to the playoff stages. I think you'll see most teams just playing weekend spills and competitions, usually a Friday till Sunday, maybe Thursday till Sunday spills. And sometimes actually playing more than 2 games per day, all depending on the format.
I think that could be one benefit that the Canadian teams do have is their national competitions. They do have the same time frame of week coming into this event, so their nationals being a week long as well.
I believe some of the provincials would be as long.
Yes.
So
it's a long process.
So, well, yeah, that's still a good way to prepare, though, having played two long events before even getting to the World Championship.
Great try.
That is maybe the toughest shot in curling right there, the corner guard tick. Obviously not allowed to remove the stone from play, but you're allowed to move it to the side and try and basically neutralize it, but leaving it in a spot where it's not useful at all for Korea. To soft peel a center guard. You see a lot of teams getting really good at it, but throwing those corner guard ticks, you need to throw enough weight to make sure your shooter rolls all the way out. So basically gonna just catch a hair to make it. Michael Probst very close, at least closer than this draw. And the 2 guards in play now. We'll see Switzerland start to peel them with Patrik Wiczonka at 92%, doing fairly well so far. And I think Allison wants to have a little look elsewhere. If anything else happened in the Kastrup Curling Hall.
Yeah, so we have 2 more games that have finished. On sheet C, we had Canada versus Turkey. Canada taking a 10-2 victory. Pretty dominant. I think they should be pretty happy about their performance there, gaining a little bit more momentum than having a few upsets a little bit early on. On sheet D, we have Norway winning 9-3 over Denmark. And so we just have two games left on the ice. This one here and sheet B, United States with a 4-3 lead over Sweden in the 8th end right now.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yep. Hard. Easy.
Korea will play Denmark and Sweden tomorrow. Starting off with Denmark at 9 o'clock and facing off against Rasmus Vrano at 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. So still a couple of chances to pick up a win, but it'd certainly be nice to at least win the one game before returning for home. For Switzerland, they will have 2 very tough games tomorrow. They will be facing off against Bruce Mowat of Scotland and Corey Dropkin's American squad, so they really needed a win today.
Wow.
A win for Switzerland would put them at 5 wins, 2 losses.
Yep.
And 2 very tough games tomorrow. They're going to have to do well to actually even be in the playoffs. It's a little bit hard to say how many wins you need every year to make it to the playoffs, but very often you'll see 5 wins, 4 losses might be enough for a tiebreaker.
웨이트만. 얍. 둘. 아이 좋아. 셋. 워. 됐어. 샷. Tiếp. Go. Go. Easy. Tiếp. Lên.
And he'll just peel out that corner guard, leaving a completely blank house.
아, 형. 웨이트 괜찮아. 좋아. 둘. 라인만. 셋. 라인 봐. 셋, 넷. 살짝 있어. T. 살짝 있어. 넷. 들어가.
There was a time even 6 wins wouldn't get you to the playoff stages at the World Juniors. Also in Flims, back in 2003, 4 teams finishing at a 7-2 record, where Norway was ranked 4th at 7-2. That's pretty tough.
That is very tough. Gotta be on your A game.
You'll find that some of the nations now, 13 years later, a little better. So certainly in the men's field this week has just been fantastic. We're seeing some incredible curling. Even seeing a team like Turkey pick up 2 wins at their debut year. I don't think it's going to be easy in the future, Alison.
No.
I think already after only 3 draws of the men's field, every team had lost a game. It's going to be very, very exciting for tomorrow when we got 2 games in the men's competition. We'll also have tomorrow evening we'll broadcast USA against Switzerland. That should be a cracker of a game. That could be all or nothing for both teams, depending on how their games pan out today and tomorrow morning. Later today, we'll have a game from the women's evening draw. We'll have our first look at Turkey as they take on Russia. Turkey on the women's side also picking up 2 wins, while Russia at 3 and 4 really needing to win this tonight to have a chance.
Important game. Well, important games to finish the round robin to ensure that they get into the playoffs. Yeah, Russian women still left to play Turkey, which we're featuring tonight, and Sweden tomorrow.
Last stone of the 9th end here. Just drawing to the house to score 1. And not sure if we'll see another end. Definitely heard some Velcro there. Wonder if they might be taking the gloves up to shake hands. Yes, they will. And it will be a Another win for Switzerland with a team percentage of 88% versus Korea's 69 today. Just still holding all. Oh, sorry, 70% for Korea with that last stone draw here in the 9th. But Switzerland very much the better team from the very start. As you see, the scoreline picking up a 3 in that first end and a steal in the 5th, killing the game completely with a score of 2 in the 8th. If you stick around, we'll get to see some of the highlights from our game, while Alison will get the chance to speak to Yannick Schwaller. As you see, only one game still remaining out in the Kastrup Curling Hall. And it is Sweden-USA, where USA have a 4-shots-to-3 lead with last stone. Taking a look. You see Scotland with that win today at the top at 6 wins, 1 loss. And behind them, USA at 5 wins, 1 loss. So if they were to beat Sweden here this afternoon, they would join Scotland at the top at 6 wins. Sweden, of course, needing to win today with the 3-3 record. Highlights for you now. First end, Switzerland, Korea. The Swiss off to a very good start. Yannick Schwaller with the in-turn draw. Coming up a little bit heavy, but with a nice line call from vice skip Romano Meyer, they're able to bring it onto the back yellow and will score 3. We saw a blank in the second end, while in the third, skip for Korea, Yeon Young Hong looking for the blank, not able to roll out and having to score their 1. Bit of a sloppy end in the 4th. Yannick Schwaller having to bail out his team with a draw to the 1 foot. Makes a very nice draw and lead the game 4-shots-to-1 after 4 ends of play. Well, in the 5th end, we saw Skip Hong of Korea electing to draw against 2 rather than play the nose hit. Ends up coming up a little high for line, and Switzerland would steal another point. 5-shots-to-1 at half-time. After a couple of blanks, we see Switzerland lying 3. Skip Hong of Korea just a little high on line with that nose hit attempt, rolling out, and Switzerland would steal 2. Korea wanting to finish off on a good note, electing to play another end, and got the chance to draw to the open house for 1. And does end up with a nice little draw. But they would shake hands, and Switzerland will pick up a crucial win, 7-shots-to-2 final score. Now I believe we have Yannick Schwaller with our lovely reporter Alison.
Congratulations on a pretty dominant game.
Thank you.
You had a bit of a lineup change from last year, having yourself throwing 4 stones instead of Romano. Was there a reason behind this switch?
No, we switched that during our Canada tournaments, and it's good. And yeah, I'm happy.
How beneficial is it to be able to train alongside with your teammates every day and also with De Cruz's team?
Yeah, it's we learn a lot from Team De Cruz. We always train every day with Peter. We are in the army, so we can train every day, and yeah, that's bring us on the top, I think. Yeah.
2014 world champions, 2015 silver medalists. What kind of goals did you guys set before coming into this event?
Yeah, I mean, when you win it 2014 and last year's silver medal, it's just there's just a gold medal we want, and we are really getting for it.
Good luck tomorrow, and have a good night.
Thank you.
Yannick Schwaller looking for that gold medal. Tonight we'll have another future game in the women's draw, Russia against Turkey at 7 o'clock local time. Please join us again for us here at the World Curling TV. We'll see you later.